We have a message just coming through the wire, by the way. So I want to see if I can play this for everybody.
Wow, 500 episodes. Congratulations, guys. As you no doubt recognize my voice, this is Mark McDonald from the number 2 NeoGAF rated best video game podcast. That's number 2, not number 1, but not number 3 either. 8-4-Play. With me, I've got JJ and John. And
John, what is 500 in Roman numerals?
Oh, Jesus, I don't know that far. Cease.
Everybody.
I think it's just, yes.
We wanted to wish you guys a very happy 500. And, we're only at, we just passed like 150?
Yeah, we're like 156.
We're kind of more of the quality over quantity thing, but it's still amazing to us that, you guys made it to 500.
Yeah.
Every week, week in, week out, doing the work.
Such dedication.
Except for the times that, people leave or are gone for a year or two, or they have like an errand to do or laundry, or, there's a sale at the candy store.
Hey, that was worth it.
But for the most part, you guys are there and you do it for nothing.
Right.
I mean, you do it for the love.
Yeah.
The love and the donations.
And the Patreon, yeah. And there's some money involved.
A little bit.
True, but it's more about the love. And I think the magic, I don't know what you guys think, because I know you guys will listen every week,
religiously,
every Wednesday when it's posted. I watch the live feed.
Wednesday Japan time.
Nice.
I can't wait for that. Also, like, they edit out a lot of the coarse language.
I just tape a picture of Seward's face in front of me when I'm listening on the audio, because I just really like to look at Seward all the time. His beautiful face.
The love, quite love fan. But I think when I ask myself, like, how do you keep going for 500 episodes, and what will ever stop the Player One podcast? Will it ever end? I think back to shows like Happy Days and those those shows that just went on and on and on. You almost like forgot they were even on TV anymore, and then you come back and you're like, no, wait, they're still on TV. And then you look at their Wikipedia and you're like, wow, that ran for like the Wonder Years ran till like 1993, I think.
They're just a little older, a little grayer.
But it's comforting to know that they're there and they're doing it. And, I think part of the magic is the kind of will they or won't they with Seward and CJ. And then they brought in a kid. I mean, they brought in Phil. So they brought in kind of their like Leonardo DiCaprio in the later years to kind of like young it up a little bit, but it works. I mean, when the formula works, it works. And then you have Matt, who's kind of like the big older angry brother all the time, and he's like hates everything, and he's just like yelling at people all the time, and really kind of threatening people on Twitter, and it's just this chemistry
dynamic.
that you can't. You can't.
Energy.
That's the love. Yeah, talking. Exactly. You can't buy that. And so and then more recently you've got Ethan breaking down monetization and just the stuff that kind of every normal person on the street wants to hear, like that kind of stuff. Which I think is great, and despite how old they've all become, and they're so old.
500 episodes, it's a long time.
They're just like, despite having become older, like we are older, and having become kind of embittered and angry and whatever, there's still kind of this youthful. There's still time to talk about amiibos,
kind of like the Golden Girls,
but not really.
Yeah. Well, they're not.
But there's still time to talk about amiibos and Skylanders and candy and Legos. Yes. And I mean, not that I don't listen to those parts, but there's a lot of that kind of talk for people who want that. And you kind of know, like, if 12-year-olds are into it, like the Player One podcast is going to be talking about it. And so you can go there and find out, like, what's happening on the schoolyard still.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of
more
cool,
Sega
too.
talk than the average podcast, too.
And there's a lot of Sega talk. And there's hold on here. I'll be right back. Go.
Yeah,
Nice.
well, those
there
guys,
we go.
they talk about Sega because you've got a Sega employee on the show.
Right.
You've
Well, and
got
that's
the
why I'm
world's
a fan.
biggest Sega fan in the world.
Yes. That's why I'm a fan. As a someone who grew up on Sega, it's nice to have a podcast out there that actually gives Sega a time of day
Focuses on the little guys.
right, and remembers those times in a kind of positive sort of way, which we don't on our podcast. We have more of a Nintendo bent, but
We're a little more average and I would say fair and unbiased
Sure.
than some of those guys. But
I like
comes with experience.
Yeah, I like the guests that they have. Kevin Larrabee, a friend of the show, is
Right.
on from time to time. And he's really good on that show too. Especially when they talk about the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I don't know if I would know about Kevin Larrabee if it wasn't for the Player One podcast. I think they've introduced. They kind of have this cavalcade, almost like Pee-wee's Playhouse of fucking. All right, never mind. And I think that's also part of the charm is you never kind of know. You have the regular cast, but some people come in, some people go out. You never know quite exactly what you're going to be getting. I'll be honest, it's not the same since Greg Ford left. I'm just going to say it. Let's just put it out there. I think we're all thinking it. I'm just going to say it.
Sure.
But
Accurate.
in all honesty, it's pretty awesome. I think we've said it before, but it really feels like being back at EGM and your friends who just know a shitload about video games and hanging out with them every week and getting to talk to them about what the games and honestly, something that they do that I think is really great is they almost all of them a lot of times will play, especially the major releases, and so they can actually talk about it as opposed to our podcast, the A4 Play podcast, where we're lucky if one person has played the game.
Well, we have to actually pay for pretty much all of our games.
We do too.
I mean, we don't have that Patreon money flowing in. Exactly. I know, but all joking aside and all sincerity, guys, congratulations. It's amazing. That's almost like almost 10 years. Which is really amazing. Here's to 500, 5,000 more.
Oh my
I don't know.
God.
Come on. See how long that Patreon money lasts. But congratulations, guys.
Yeah, good going, guys. It's going to be like probably 20 years before we even get to our 500. So.
Yeah. Sorry this thing was so long, by the way. We had a lot to say, but it's all in love. This is why our podcast is probably too long as well. But congrats,
free.
guys.